Hello, good morning, you guys, and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on this morning. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. Okay, so make sure you guys please like, share, subscribe, comment, and all of those great things. Okay. I hope you guys are doing okay. Listen, I'm excited this morning. Hey, I've been up. I always get up with the chickens because I have to get up and go to work. But this morning, when I got up to take my garbage out, I saw where some equipment that I had ordered, video equipment, new microphones and um, tripods and stuff was laying outside my door. So I guess they must have delivered it late last night because I know they will run up to 9 o'clock. So I was just excited about that. Okay. So this morning has gotten off to a really good morning. Um, I was looking at, and then I started looking at the news, right? And I'm gonna start vlogging on as I prepare to start vlogging, doing my shows in my studio again, right? Um, of course, I have my cameras and stuff on, so I'm just gonna start doing something new. Um, I'm gonna start vlogging on more than just the Memphis area, and so I've always had an interest in, especially other cities in the South. It's so much stuff that goes on in other areas, right? I know that the spotlight is on the Memphis area because of the Young Dolph's case, the rappers that have been into it with each other. So there is a interest in Memphis, right? And so as we um but when people in my chat, they say all the time, well, Miss T, the same thing is going on in our area, in our city, in our state. It's just not talked about because oftentimes in other states they have more crime, but they have a way of hiding it, right? They don't necessarily put it out there. Okay. Especially if you have a lot of tourists and stuff that come to the state, they have a way of hiding it. Memphis don't, the news media in Memphis does not necessarily hide what's going on, which is a good thing. Okay. It's good for people to know that, you enter at your own risk. Okay. Although I love Memphis so much. I want to talk about a something situation that happened in Orange Mound last night. This is why I say we're living in turbulence times. Mental illness is definitely prevalent, but now we have children trying to just taking out their relatives and immediate family members to include parents. Right? It's becoming more and more prevalent, and it's just really, really crazy. Okay, this situation happened in Orange Mound and the mother spoke out about her son. Okay, so let's hear what she has to say.
We have a lot to cover, but first, a Memphis mother had to fight off a gunman overnight. But as it turns out, the person who allegedly threatened her with a gun was no stranger. It was her own son. WREG's Drita Patterson spoke exclusively with the woman who says, although heartbroken over what happened, she's desperate to get help for her son.
Inside this unassuming Orange Mound home, the unimaginable happened. Monday night, police were called to the Select Avenue home, 2 turns off Park Avenue. You may have noticed there's no crime scene tape outside the house. That is because the crime detectives say happened inside. Miss Edna Jackson walks us through her encounter with her son that eventually turned into an encounter with fear.
I'm trying to hold my balance. And then I went to the bathroom. I said, boy, just turn me loose. Let me go to the bathroom. And I went to the bathroom and I come back. He said, this what you looking for? I'm finna hit you in your face.
What her 30-year-old son was waving in the air was her gun he managed to get a hold of. According to Miss Jackson, he was willing to use it as he took aim, she told us.
You got the gun aiming at me. I'm trying to wave it around all the way down, and that's when the gun jammed.
The gun eventually fired. A bullet ricocheted off the floor, hitting her son in the leg. This mother of 9 did the only thing she knew how to do until help could arrive.
I just helped him in my arm. I held him in my arm because that's my child. That's my child.
Who has been battling with a mental health illness for many years, Miss Jackson explains. Her heart has been broken while her body was bruised.
Yeah, I was bruised badly.
Injuries she showed us, which are a harsh reminder of what happened hours earlier, as she struggles with how to navigate a very sensitive situation. It has been a long and difficult journey. But here's the thing, Miss Jackson, who is still inside her home just behind me, says she wants to speak publicly about what happened with hopes it will reach the right people in order to get her son the help she says he so desperately needs. For this mother who had a gun pointed at her heart, she still wants to share this heartfelt message to her baby boy.
I love you and I want you to get better.
For your news leader, Jarita Patterson, WREG, News Channel 3.
Okay, you guys, that was the Orange Mound area. This mother still loves her child as most parents do. Okay, they still love their children. I don't know what is going on, but mental illness is definitely on the rise. I think the narcotics, the drugs that they have put out into the community is definitely, as Minister Farrakhan said before years ago, which is one of the reasons why he was banned off of social media and off of main media, TV, is because he got his scientists, because the Nation of Islam do have scientists that are extremely smart. Okay, they started testing a lot of these drugs and things of that nature, and whatever it is now that they're putting into the drugs that they're putting into the communities, it is eating away at the mercury in the brain, to include the medications. Okay, because they don't like for you to put no um knowledge outright as it relates to that. But that's one of the reasons why. And listen, Bobby Kennedy, who had worked for the CDC, now he's working for Trump, had went to Minister Farrakhan because he was working over there for the Center for Disease Control, to let him know what was going on and what was being targeted at, who was being targeted, which was African American men. And we see the rise in mental illness, right? We see that it's happening. So we're not being proactive. They're causing us to be reactive, which means now when we see the surge and we see the rise in it, they're so out of control. Parents are forced to go and get them more medications, right? To keep them calm, to sedate them. So, hey, listen, it's deep, but hey, I'm just thinking about some more things that I can do as it relates to putting the truth out. And I guess what we have to do is start building our own platforms. I think I have a um, renewed strength as it relates to a lot of the things that I wanted to do. Is something because I talked to my uncle, okay, who is also my minister, and who is also just a great success. I met him, my mom's brother, probably about 6 years ago, and he's been on TV for for buying up neighborhoods in Detroit and helping families to own homes, right? And now he's doing the exact same thing in Memphis, and I'm so happy that he has agreed to accept me as his mentee. um, he reminds me a lot of my father, and I'm just, when I talked to him on yesterday, I just kind of had a renewed, I don't know, a renewed strength, okay, a renewed interest, a renewed zest in what a lot of those things that that I wanted to do as it relates to putting the truth out there. And one thing that I do know is that they have been banning the truth on certain platforms. And so you have to start looking at building really your own platform, okay, which is not hard to do, okay. So these are the things that's happening. People didn't just become mentally ill overnight. A lot of this stuff is just engineered. And I think the issue that we got to get deal with is why, because it's in the street drugs, right? And for some reason, people have such a codependency in our community, and we can't deal with anything because we're so sensitive. We don't like for anybody to say anything to us. Well, the white people's is on drugs too. You didn't say nothing to them. That's the reason why we can't get past shit. Because if the white people do it, it's okay. As long the white people just do it, because if they do it, then because we have to follow them. That's a lot of the mindset that the black people have. We can't deal with nothing. I was looking at. I'm gonna get back on to my subject. Everybody talking about Puffy. Well, who helped me did it. The white man just did it. So if the white man can take advantage of little girls, why can't Puffy do it? That's what's wrong with our community. We don't want no correction. We just want to follow the path of, if the white people do it, it must be right. I can't stand no cuckabug head, slave-minded Negro. And that's the reasons why our community is effed up. Okay? So we got to get past that. I ain't mean to, get excited. Y'all know how I get, but I just got a renewed energy. God is good to me. Okay? I also wanted to talk about the New Orleans teen that took out his little brother. Okay, when I saw that, I was like, wow, what is this world coming to? Siblings have fought for all of the time, okay? Because I know I fought with mine. Not one time have I ever thought about. And many other people are like me. We just fight. And we don't even think about handling our siblings like we would handle somebody on the street in a fight. Okay, we're just throwing each other around. You ain't trying to kill or hurt your sibling. This happened in New Orleans. Okay, it says a juvenile boy was arrested in connection to the stabbing death of his brother, who was also a child in the Little Woods area Tuesday afternoon. New Orleans police say at 4 p.m., officers responded to a call about a stabbing in the 9800 block of Morrison Road. They found the victim suffering from multiple wounds, and New Orleans EMS took him to a local hospital. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. Detectives determined that the victim was reportedly in a fight with his brother that led to his brother allegedly grabbing a knife and unaliving him. The family reportedly intervened and called police. According to NOPD, the victim's brother faces a count of second-degree unaliving. He was also treated at a hospital for minor injuries he received during a fight. Police did not release the names of the boy arrested on the scene nor the ages of the brother. Okay. They didn't do that because these are minors. Okay. They didn't do it because these are minors. And this is sad. This is a minor who has messed his life up. Unfortunately, because I think in New Orleans, even with second degree, if you're convicted, that's life. It's automatically a life sentence, right? And so we got to get to the bottom of why, even with siblings who always fought. That's the nature of a sibling. You love hard, and then you get to fighting with each other. And then when somebody try to fight your sibling, you fight them. You double team them. Okay. That's how you do it. Okay. We can fight, but you better not put your hands on my sister. Me and my sister just got through fighting. We pulling each other hair. We wouldn't let go. Okay. But I tell you what, the next day you could put your hands on I got a patch out my head from my sister pulling out my braid. But you can put your hands on my sister if you want to. I'm fighting with that bald patch out and everything that she just pulled my hair out yesterday, because that's how we do it. But I never thought I would live to see the day where teens, right, are taking out their own siblings. What could be so bad? Like you get into a fight with your sibling and you get a knife and oh my God, y'all. That's why I say I don't know if these people were black or white, because I don't know that area in New Orleans. I don't know if that's a predominantly white or black area. I do know that I have a young lady from New Orleans that be in my chat. I have people that come into my chat from New Orleans. So let me know if that's what area that is. It's in the 9800 block of Morrison Road. They said in the Little Woods area. Okay, in the Little Woods area. So I don't know if that's an African American area or, predominantly Black or whatever. But either way, it's sad. It really is when family members are now have turned the weapon on each other and it's taken out each other. It's just really sad because people don't know how to control their emotions anymore. And definitely mental illness is prevalent, but it is definitely engineered, right? And so that's why I say we have to do something about, if we know that we are a target, um and I don't care what your race is, okay, if we know that we are a target by something higher, right, because the money is in the meds, we got to do something about that codependent personality. So we got to say no to drugs. But see, somebody said, well, if I say no to drugs, if I stop frying my brain, they just put it in the food. People got an excuse for everything, and that's why we're not progressing. Oh my God, child, folks have, oh, but we just gonna pray though. But faith and prayer without works, faith without works is dead. I hear people say, I tell them, I'm just gonna get on my knees and pray, and I'm just let God handle it. Don't nobody want to do nothing, It's just easier to say, well, I'm but you could get on your knees until they are bloody. If you ain't willing to put in no work, all you're gonna have is a bunch of busted up bloody knees. Okay. So we got to start putting something into action and coming on one accord. And we got to get rid of that codependent personality where we feeling like we need to pull on something with our own mouth all the time, a pipe, a blunt. Because you're a damn fool if you think that weed is organic now. Why would it be legal? The government is not going to put out anything. I think when Bob Marley and what's his name? Peter Tosh, what's his name? Because he was handsome. He was old chocolate, handsome, tall guy from out of Jamaica. Was it Peter Kosh? Peter Tush or something, okay? Anyways, when they was fighting for it to be legal, I think that it was organically helping people. But what's out there now, you got to be a damn fool if you think that is ever something that's gonna help. Because now when people smoke it, you get to looking at them and their eyes change. They look hard, their fingers be black, their fingertips be black. They start staring at you and go into a trance. It's different strands. Nothing organic has different strands. It's a damn chemical that's frying your damn brain. Okay, so. And that's why you see people out there, I think they smoke so many, they smoke a year. It don't even smell the same that it smelled because it was tolerable. It smelled like a herb when I was growing up. Now this stuff stinks so bad, I wouldn't want to smoke nothing that stank as bad as what they smoking. Okay, but we got to deal with why we have such codependencies, and we just got to deal with that. Okay, because that's the problem. That's how they're able to do what they do to us, right? Anyways, you guys, I got to run because I got to get out of here. I got to go to work, but I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App.